Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from AlexMercedCoder.dev. And in this video, what I want to do is talk about processing objects, like basically object metadata in a sense. So sometimes, we oftentimes see objects as just like blocks of data regarding a specific thing. But another pattern you might see is that objects are used to grab metadata about processing things. So in this case, the idea is that this array here is a sentence. Okay, this is like a sentence. But the idea is that there's certain things I need to do to transform each word in the sentence before I put together the sentence. Okay, so in this case, upper would mean, hey, I have to uppercase all the letters. Lower, I need to lowercase. And then reverse means I need to reverse the text, the string. So what I need to do is iterate through these objects and then go through the keys to process the word effectively. Okay, so essentially I need to do a reduce on this array because I'm reducing the array to one sentence. I'm reducing it to one value. Okay, so the idea is that when I'm done with this process, I should have gone through every object and just be left with one string that is my sentence. But then on each loop of the reduce, I need to loop through the object's keys. Okay, and again, the point here is to show you sort of an application of a for in loop. So that's the data I have here. Okay, so I'm gonna open up a different file. So we'll just say, hey, process.mjs. Okay, so import data, there we go, from data.mjs. And again, we're creating a sentence. Okay, and that should be the result of the reduce. Okay, so we're gonna do a data.reduce. Okay, and then we're gonna have the callback, and then we'll process the callback in a second. And then we'll console log the sentence at the end. Okay, so again, the way reduce works is that generally you're going to always start off with the accumulator. Okay, so that'd be the sentence. So in this case, we'll say sentence. Okay, and then basically then you're going to have the particular word we're working on. So we're going to say word. And then we have what you want to start out. What's your starting value for your sentence? So that'd be an empty string. Okay, so there is going to be sort of that setup. Okay, actually no, this doesn't go there. This would go as the second argument, so that'd be right here. Starting value is, so it'd be sentence word, and theoretically the third argument would be the index if I wanted it, but I don't need it. Okay, cool. So the idea is that at the end of each, what I want to do is, first I want to process the word. So what I'd like to do is in each loop, I'm going to want to go through the word and go through all of its keys. So the way I can do that in JavaScript is through a for in loop. So I can say, hey, for let key in word. Okay, and then I can start doing all my ifs. So I can say, hey, if key equals upper. Okay, and then, basically for my three possible keys, create my if statements, and then, they'll go through each one as we go. So we'll have the upper, lower, reverse, I think it is. So let's just double check our data. Reversed is the last one. Reversed. Okay. And then for each of these, just to save time, I'm going to do an and. So both things have to be 2. Okay, so again, if the first one's true, if the first one's not true, it won't bother evaluating the second one, so it won't throw an error. Okay, so the first thing it has to do is the key has to be present, so that's the first clause, and then it's going to check to see if the second clause is true. So then, basically, if word dot upper, okay, equals, and we just say word dot upper because it's either going to be true or false. Okay, so basically, word.upper has to exist, or there's the key that we are currently going through, and word.upper has to be true. So, and word.lower, and so it has to be the keyword processing, and it needs to be true. Cool. Okay, so if those two things are true, then we'll process it, and which means what we're going to probably want to do is just in this case, we're going to do word.word equals word.word to uppercase. So we uppercase the word. Now, in this case, if that's true, we lowercase the word. Okay, so then this would be to lowercase. Okay, and then if this is the case, it would just be word.word, and I think I can just reverse it. No, so I have to do the split. So I would split the word. Okay, and that's going to read by letters. And then I would do reverse, and then I would join all the letters back, and again word.word needs to equal that. Word.word would equal that. So that would be the reversed word. Okay, cool. Okay, so that would basically process the word to make all the changes I would want to the word. Okay, so this is a situation where you would use a for in loop, because I'm looping through the keys and I'm doing different things based on which key I am processing. Okay, so you can see here, like, I'm really just trying to edit one particular key based on what the other keys are. So this makes a sense for a for in loop. Okay, and then that first loop where it'll loop over the word key, it just won't do anything because there's no if statements for the word key. Okay, and then in the last one, what we do is we're going to return whatever the current sentence is plus the word.word. Okay, so whatever the word is at that point, that's what we will submit the sentence of, and that's it. That's all this should take. So if I run this new terminal, okay, wait for that to start up, and then we'll do node process. Okay, and it did it. So you see the quick brown fox. So if we go back to the data, okay, the got reversed. Okay, now I just want to make this a little bit easier to read. So what I should probably do is also add a space. Okay. There we go. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, which makes sense. So if we go through the first one, first we uppercased it, but lowercase was also true, so lowercase would happen second, so that's why it's lowercase. And it was reversed, so it's the. Quick got uppercase, lowercased, and reversed. Brown got uppercase, lowercase, did not get uppercase, got lowercase though, and did not get reversed, so that stayed as brown. Fox was uppercase, then lowercase, then not first, so that checks out. Jumps got uppercase, not lowercase, and not reversed, so that checks out. And you see basically I processed each word. Okay. And this is kind of think about this for like a UI where basically you have something like rich text. Essentially, that's how rich text works. Essentially, like you have these metadata objects that represent sort of like the text effects, like whether it's bold or italics or whatnot on particular words or groups of words. And then basically what happens is that you're going to have code that sort of iterates through those things and applies those effects. Yeah. So again, this could be a useful way if you know that you have lots of things that you need to process or lots of different processes that occur on one object. You wrap the value in an object with the different potential processes that may be applied to that value, all in an object that you can then iterate over. With that, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. My name is Alex Merced from AlexMercedCoder.dev. Have a great day and enjoy.